Okay, y'all. This is part two. So we were just talking about living at, remember, Blankenship Club for girls. Okay, so we were to the part where if you graduated from the woods, you would move to that trailer, which was on the property a little further down. And that was called Aquila's. And that was, I told you where we got to go to public school. So I broke records at this Blankenship camp. So that place had been open for quite a while before I went there. I don't know how many years, but like a really long time. So I was the first one ever to graduate from the woods in 5 months. Nobody had ever done it. They'd been there 9 months, 12 months, 18 months before they went to Aquila's. I went in 5 months. I figured everything out. I figured exactly what I was supposed to say. And I graduated. And I went to Aquila's. And, because we had been living in the woods and they had been giving us all of those carbs, we were all a little poochy. And so we discovered Dexatrim. And then they found out we were taking the Dexatrim. And I broke another record. And I was the first one to get sent back to the woods. Yep, that was me. I was, before I left Aquila's, I was also the first one to ever bring boys into the camp. Me and one of the girls in my room had our boyfriends come visit us and sneak in our window at the camp. Oh my gosh. So back to the woods I went. And then I don't know how long I was in there the second time. Maybe 9 months. I want to say 9 months. I think it was about 9 months. And then I finally graduated. I got to go to Aquila's again. And I did, I think that was my sophomore year. And I did really good in school there because, like before I went to public school, we would go every day to that big house. Let's just call it the big house. We would go to the big house. And everybody was at different levels, because we were all different ages. And so they would just give us the material and say, here, just go at whatever pace you want to go to. And that worked out perfectly for me. I found that was much more fun than high school. And I just zoomed on through everything I was supposed to do. And then when I went to public school, I made really good grades at that particular school too. But it was a lot smaller than the school that I was used to. I mean, I went to school in Plano, which was huge. So anyway, let's see what else. So, the snakes, we would run into snakes frequently, copperheads and corals, water moccasins, and then those snakes that are like, they pretend they're water moccasins, but they're really not. And we wouldn't know the difference. So whenever one was at like one of our water spigots, we would have to call one of the chiefs over to find out what kind it was. But we all had axes. And whenever we walked down the trails, the first one was, well, sometimes one would go ahead with a stick and like get all the cobwebs, and then the second one would have the axe. So if you ran across any snakes that were like sleeping on the trail or that came out after you, you could just, we would just chop their heads off, step on them, chop their heads off, and then take them back and skin them. And I had a bunch of snake skins because at that time it was early that we had just moved to Texas, and we used to use them around our cowboy hats. And um, so I had like a tin can full of snake skins. After we skinned them, we would put them in this God, I don't remember what it was. Glycerin, I think. I think we would put them in glycerin. And I think first I don't know if we nailed them out and put salt on them or something and let them dry. Then you put the glycerin on and put them in a jar, and then they're like good. Then you can just use them for, whatever you want to use them for. So, yeah, and we had scorpions, and they really loved the shower house. So we had, next to that big house was a building that had several showers in it, like maybe like a jailhouse shower, like no stalls in between, no separate showers. We all showered in the same, shower stall with several heads. So we would go every day to take a shower, and we would have to check like around the toilets and around the floors because of the scorpions. And occasionally someone would get bit and have to go to a hospital. I don't think anybody ever got bit by a snake. And then we had a lot of lizards and skinks. I love skinks. Once I find a skink, I would just stay on it till I could catch it so I could hold it and play with it and pet it before I let it go. I still love skinks, but I don't see them anymore. Like, I don't see them anywhere around Dallas. Never when I'm out in the woods do I see skinks, or when I'm, when I was cleaning other people's houses, other people's yards. I've seen lizards, lots of little lizards, but no skinks. And they're so pretty. Love them. So what else do I want to tell you about this girl? So when we were in Aquila's, we would go home every single weekend. So Friday, when we got out of school, we would go back, pack up, head back to Oak Lawn, have our parents pick us up. So we would get in late Friday night. Then you had, Saturday to go party, and then Sunday afternoon we would go back. So we would get back to campus like Sunday night, and just get ready for school the next day. So that goes on for however long it takes you to graduate from Aquila's. I think it was like 5 months or something that it took me to graduate Aquila's. And I don't know if I have anything else to add to that story. I just wanted to make sure that I finished up with y'all. That other video is getting long, and when they get too long, they won't load for me. I don't know how people are loading all of these 1-hour videos. I just don't know enough yet. I have so much editing stuff I have to learn because I'm not editing any of these because look at this light. It's horrible. I'm all ready for bed over here. I was hoping that maybe somebody would pop on here, but I don't see anybody. Tell me if y'all know anybody who's been in a place like that, especially in Texas, because it would be cool if I could get in touch with any of the girls that I was in there with. I've tried to find them on Facebook, but I'm sure, everybody's been married, and I don't know, new names. I know their old names, but I don't necessarily know the correct spelling. But it would be really cool to find them. People were from all over, like Dallas, Plano, Richardson, Garland, Maybank, um, Palestine, Tyler, Nacogdoches, um, all different places. So we were from everywhere. So I don't know where all the girls may be now, but it sure would be cool to have a reunion with the Cashadas. I know there's a little group on Facebook, and I've talked to like one of my old chiefs, but that's it. I can't find anybody else. Everybody comes on there is like newer, like I was in there in like, what year would that have been? 82 or something, like 82 to 84 or something. Um, and most of the girls that write on there were in there in the 90s or something. So I'm like really old school. I would need to find the old school people. But I hope y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm fading over here. I just wanted to make sure I told y'all the rest of the story about the Blankenship Club Girls Camp. All right, y'all. Let me see. How do I shut this one off? I'm on a whole new deal. Oh, here we go. End stream. All right. Ciao, y'all.